Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and this is the art update for Dragons of Icespire Peak playthrough number 2. Now, if you're new to my channel, at the end of every campaign, I like to take my players' characters and illustrate them in unique styles. Just as a character artist, this is what I like to do. Here's one from Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat, where I've decided to put this thing. There you go. That's one that's kind of chibi, kawaii, really heavily detailed for kawaii, but you know, a lot of fun to do. I think there's like 5 or 6, maybe 7 characters, including one NPC. So there's a quick sample from the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Here's another one somewhere from Dragons of Icespire Peak, the first playthrough, and these were a lot of fun. I decided to draw everybody as He-Man action figures from the 1980s. Lots and lots of fun. Actually, I have a lot of He-Man books and resources and art books, so it was really cool to bring those kind of characters to life. And now, finally, I decided on the tail end, right towards the end of Dragons of Icespire Peak, I was kind of stumped on what I wanted to do. Like, what's the style that I want to try? At one point, I think I was thinking about Russian nesting dolls. But luckily, I steered away from that and decided to base the next characters on Wildermyth. Now, Wildermyth is a RPG, kind of RPG. It's a D&D game that meets XCOM, basically, and it's an indie title. It's available on Steam, and it's funny. It's got like 90,000 plus positive reviews. It's supposedly very, very popular, but every time I bring this game up, nobody knows what I'm talking about. But I started playing this game towards the tail end of Dragons of Icespire Peak. Everything happens towards the end. I don't know why, but I started playing it, and I liked it. I like its simplicity and its charm, and its costumes and its basic figures, always kind of stuck in the similar poses, you know. I kind of liked it. It spoke to me. What can I say? So first one out of the gate is Sheamus. Now here's the original drawing or character illustration for Sheamus. As you can see, it's David Bowie. Which I thought was hilarious when I got it. I almost thought it was a mistake when I got this image. It's like, wait, is that the one you want to use for your character? So anyway, I wasn't going to try to draw David Bowie. I decided to draw this, wherever I put it. This is the first Wildermyth character I did. I really like this one the best, to be honest with you. It really captures the style, I think, really, really well. Not to toot a horn or anything, but I was very proud of it. I liked the wings. I liked its accoutrements. I liked all little things there, its color palette, design. That was the first one out of the gate. I was trying to capture the style, capture the pose, so it was really, really fun to do. And I forgot what kind of character class he was. I know he was a druid, but I forgot his race. But I remember he could sprout wings at random, so I kind of put those in. And I try to copy that style directly from the game itself. And it was tricky. It was very, very tricky. It's when you start copying styles and trying to understand how people do things, you really begin to see how complicated a lot of character illustrations really are. Next one up is Naya. She was a furball or furlough or Famungus, I don't know what they are. She sent me this picture, and I think this is an indie artist representation. I don't think that's Pathfinder. And I decided to turn her into this. This is another, I just took a pose directly from the game, like how there's like 5 or 6, I think, static poses this game uses. So I tried to stick with those. And I gave her those long kind of elven ears you might see in Record of Lodoss War. Great animation, by the way. But she was fun to do and trying to invent new armor, but not go too crazy because the game isn't super, super detailed in its artistic representation of its characters. But with all their gear and stuff that slowly kind of builds up on them, it actually becomes slightly detailed in a lot of ways. But you can also see here, I kept all the black line work of a cartoonist. Like that's my thing. I like the cartoon line work. So in the original illustrations, line work is done in like a variant color for the character, so that black line will be green or blue or brown, that kind of matches some of their outfits. I didn't do that. I just kept my original lines, but this was fun to do. And when I got to her, I actually did the background. I started, you know, replicating the environment in the game to see if I can just kind of give them something static to stand on. Next up after Naya was, I was going to say Goliath Grok. This is the image I received. This is definitely, I think, a Pathfinder image. I'll put my son's lives on the line for that. But he gave me this, and I decided to turn it into this one. This was fun to do. There wasn't a lot of reference in the game, anything about huger, larger characters, at least that I've seen yet, because I haven't played it long enough. But he was fun to do. He actually had a flag, I think, at one point that I stuck on him, and decided to take it off. It was kind of too distracting. But he's got some orc skulls on his outfit, big battle axe and stuff, because he spent the entire campaign pretty much decapitating every orc and dragging it around behind his horse. So that was fun. So these were also the 2 tallest characters. They're taller than the first character, so their scale is really, really big, and you'll see it when I show you the group shot. Now the next 2 were very, very difficult because I hadn't gotten far in the game, and I guess my Google searches were just terrible. I could not find like a hobbit or halfling type or gnome character. I found one image, that was it, one image, and I kind of just had to bounce off of that. So here is, oh gosh, it's been so long. I think it's Gibb. This is Gibb. He was fun to do. I like how he turned out. A little cartoony on his base though. I like that lower half of his body. But I think he played out really, really well. I had to come up with a helmet and everything. And I tried to research the type of weapons and gear you could get in the game and made sure I kind of stuck close to that and didn't go too outside of those bounds. But I liked the magic and the staff and the lights he has on him as he's casting stuff. Similar to the first image, which I totally forgot about. He has that flame. I like that kind of stuff. It was kind of cool. So he was the first one out of the gate. And finally the last one, as far as the gnomes, he was the first one out of the gate. But the last one here kind of fell in that same category. He was a gnome, and I had no reference, so I I shot somebody. Yeah, I do that. I designed this. This is the thief. This is not Gibb, it is Basil. It's Basil. There you go. So when I was putting this one together, I thought of Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger with the paint when he's getting ready to go in and blow everything up. So that's what I decided to put on the character. Right? So anyway, I designed all these characters in that Wildermyth style, gave them a background. Matter of fact, also I'll put up maybe a quick few shots. I did like their scorecard or their some UI elements from the game I decided to put on there as well, like the glowing squares, the background, the UI element. That was just kind of fun. That was just for me. I wasn't really sending that out to anybody. But I send these out to my players and they get to do whatever they want with them. They can be sent to PDF and they can print them out. But for me, they're done, right? What I like to do then is to take each individual one, put it into a group shot, which I designed them purposely so they can fit together really well, and hang it up here in my D&D room. I've got 3 up on the wall over there. This is my 4th one, but this time I went all out a little bit with this one. I decided to get a bigger, larger print, canvas printing for this one. I think it's like a 16 by 12 instead of the usual 8.5 by 11 that I typically get. And let me show you. I got it right here. This one was really cool. This is let's see if I can make sure. I don't think any reflections are coming off it. The Dragon of Ice Peak 2021 Wildermyth set. Let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer. I might, if this doesn't work out, I'll just put an image up, a separate image. But there we got the rocks in the background, all the characters together, and the dark coloring and the saturation of the colors looks really, really good. You can see it kind of wraps all the way around the canvas. This was done in Vista print. So wasn't very expensive. Matter of fact, had I just done it, let's see if I put it down, you won't be able to see it. Oh, right there you could, okay. Had I done it in just a piece of paper, obviously, and then went out and bought, another frame, another picture frame, even cheap ones from Michael's, it still would have cost about as much as getting this done. So I like this. I haven't found a place for it yet. I got to find, I got some wall space left in here. But that's the idea. I want many, many, many of these each and every campaign that I go through to fill the walls. So again, when people come in, they can see their character and remember what campaign they were part of. So these are just a lot of fun. It's just an extra incentive. I don't know. I try to give this is weird. I know it is. But I try to give my players extra value. I don't know how to spin that. Extra value when they come play my games, that they get hopefully a cinematic experience, radio dramas, as much as I could possibly bring to the table, and then some art at the end of the campaign. I don't know. It's just fun. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I'll see you in the next one.